Oh, we're talking about shoes today. So, there are a lot of different types of shoes. You got basketball shoes, you got soccer shoes, you got baseball cleats, you got football cleats, you got running shoes, you got road running shoes, you got track shoes, you got trail running shoes, you got all these different type of shoes. And if you're just getting into the sport of running, you had no idea that there was going to be so many options to choose from. And you might be just, I don't know where to even start. Well, hopefully after watching this video, you're going to know exactly which type of shoe that you need to look out for and you need to go try on so that you can pick the best shoe for you, because everyone's foot is different. But for someone that's been running for the last 3 years, running about 5 half marathons and a full marathon, I've learned a little thing or two about shoes. And I'm here to tell you there is a lot to know about shoes. You got cheap shoes, you got middle of the road shoes, you got super duper expensive shoes, and you probably just don't know where to even begin. So I'm gonna kind of cover the little bit that I know when it comes to shoes and how I have gone from running to injuring myself running to learning about the bones and the ligaments and everything that's in the foot, the ankle, the knee, and how something like the shoe that you're wearing can affect just that right there. So starting with your everyday trainers, these are my go-tos, at least this brand, and that's the ASICS. But before we get into this, let me tell you real briefly on, you have, a soft shoe, a firm shoe, a non-supported shoe, a supported shoe, you have a carbon plated shoe, you have a non-plated shoe. So there really is a lot of different shoes out there. But for the average person that's getting into running, you're not going to start off running and then running a marathon the next day. You're going to want a good everyday trainer, something that's not going to break the bank, but it's definitely not going to break your feet. And I'm telling you right now, ASICS, in my opinion, is one of the most comfortable all-around everyday trainer shoe that you can get. This one in particular is the Gel Nimbus 26. I started with the Gel Nimbus 25, and now I believe they're on the 27. Just like cars, they come out with a new model every year. So this is a very responsive shoe. It's got a lot of cushion. It's really good. It's wide on the sole there. You got a lot of traction. This is what you want. If you look at like a Nike, something like this Vomero 18, yeah, it's got a little bit of width to it, but it's not as wide in the midsole as these ASICS right here. And this is really going to come into a factor depending on quite a few things. From my personal opinion, being a bigger guy, you want something with a lot of support, aka something a little bit wider. Not necessarily meaning a wide footed shoe. That doesn't mean you have a wide foot, but as you run, your feet are going to swell up and expand. You want to make sure that it's not, there's room for that to happen inside the shoe as you're running. This shoe right here is probably going to run you somewhere in the realm of $120 to $140, depending on where you buy it. Now, ASICS, they do have a lot of control over the market as far as like, they should not be overcharging you for these shoes. ASICS sets the price and the retailer has to honor that price. So if you're overpaying, if you're paying more than that, you're probably overpaying for these shoes, is what I'm trying to say. Very comfortable everyday trainer that you can use on short runs, long runs, and all in between runs. I ran a half marathon in these shoes and they did just fine. One thing that I did notice between the ASICS, the Nimbus 25 to the 26, and what I'm told is now back on the 27s, is the uppers on these 26s, my feet were a lot tighter up here, and they weren't as breathable as the 25s. I've heard on the 27s they went back kind of to that 25 mentality, and they improved the uppers. But overall, these have been great. I did notice that they kind of wore out right here from my pinky toe. But that's the only negative I have on these shoes. Now, what I did next was I wanted something a little snappier, a little faster. And so they had the Nova Blast 2s come out, and you can see the difference in here on the sole. These are Asics as well. Asics is, like I said, my favorite pair brand running shoe, and this shoe is definitely faster than this shoe. And you might not know what that means, because I sure as heck didn't when I first got it started running. I'm like, how is the shoe faster? It's me, it's me, the one powering the shoe. But what it is the way they design these shoes. For example, the Nova Blast, there's more of a spring-like rocker motion. So when you're running, it's going to propel you forward, therefore make you faster, make you run faster. So it is a faster running shoe. It's not a race shoe, nothing like that. It's still very cushiony. It's going to take the impact. You can see just right here, like how it's designed to rock forward. And there's almost a section here that's like a ball-like that kind of adds that extra cush if you're a toe striker. I'm sorry. So if you're a toe striker, meaning that you land on your toes more so than in the middle of the foot, or a heel striker where you land on the heel on the ground and then roll forward. I tend to be more of heel to mid foot striker. I'm working on improving that, but this right here is the Nova Blast, and I think I said 2. It's actually the Nova Blast 5. Great shoe, super comfortable. I love running in this shoe, and I'm probably going to buy another pair of these. That's how much I like this shoe right here. Now, as I mentioned, Asics are my favorites, but I mean, who doesn't like a good looking pair of Nikes? So this is the Nike Vomero 18, and while these look amazing, they look super fly, especially these colors right here, they didn't work for me. I cannot wear these running. I took them on a run, and right here, they quickly rubbed the inside of my foot. Nike is known for being narrower shoes, and while they may seem like the go-tos for running, this particular pair was not the go-to for me. So this is the Nike Vomero 18, super cushy shoe, super comfortable shoe, but it just didn't work for me. So maybe, you know, I don't know, you need to try it for yourself. But I'm going to tell you, this was, until it got uncomfortable, this was a really comfortable shoe to run in. As far as the cushioning on the sole. Now I do walk around all day long in these things just fine. It's just the running that did not work out for me. So this is kind of like, you know, the evolution. This is going to be your entry. The Nimbus is going to be super comfortable. It's going to be a great trainer. But then maybe you gotten into running and you're ready to do a 5K or a 10K, and you want to increase your speed. You want to get a little more pep in your step. You're going to go to a Nova Blast. This is going to be a lot snappier of a shoe. Now from here, Asics does continue to go up. Even with their race shoes, they have carbon plated shoes. They have faster shoes. I just haven't bought those yet because they're more expensive. So we kind of going up in price. You know, you're in the 120, 130. Here you're like in the 140, 150 range for the Nova Blast. The Vomeros, I think, were 170-ish or so, 180. Maybe a little more than that, I don't know. But now they're just an everyday walker for me. Now, I'm going to save this for the end to show you what's in here, because this is going to, oh yeah, this is the good stuff. So I do want to show you what I have here. These I actually have not run with yet, but I'm going to be doing some testing and I wanted to try it out. So this is the Nike Fly, the Zoom Fly 6. And the reason Nike came out with this bad boy right here, look at that. I mean, it just, if anything, it looks freaking fly. This is the Zoom X, and it has a carbon fly plate right there. Super snappy. I can't wait to run in these shoes. But this is like your entry-level race day shoe. This is not something you're going to run in every day. This is something you're going to put on because you're going to go run the fastest 5K, or you're going to run a fast half marathon. It's not an everyday trainer. It's a lot softer of a shoe, so it's going to wear out a lot faster than, say, the Nimbus or the Nova Blast would. But it's your middle ground between an everyday trainer and a traditional carbon-plated race day shoe. So I want to try this one out. If you have this shoe, let me know in the comments what your thoughts are, if this is something that you recommend, you like it, you didn't like it. But I mean, it just looks fly. So the reason the coloring, I looked it up, the reason the coloring is, it's Kipchoge's, I believe is how you pronounce his name, but this is the dirt, the caliche from the Kenya, from the running. It's pretty cool. It's got a cool story behind it. So I can't wait to try these out. Like I said, they're brand new. I haven't worn them yet, but I want to try them out. Now, I haven't ever ran in the New Balance shoes, but I did pick up a pair of the Fuel Cell Rebel V4s. They had really good reviews. I really want to try out the 1080s, but man, they're really expensive. They're like $200, and being that I haven't ran in New Balance yet, I wanted to kind of start off something on the lighter end. So these, I believe I picked these up for a little over $100. And like I said, something new. I haven't tried these out, but they're super comfortable when I tried them on, really wide. This is gonna be like an everyday trainer for me, something that I'm gonna run in, just getting some miles throughout the week. Probably won't wear them on my long runs just yet. That's what I'm gonna use the Nova Blast for. So this is just a different option. New Balance, like I said, you know, there's so many different running shoes that you can choose from. Now, the biggest thing with all these shoes and what I've learned is you need to actually get fitted and figure out what type of shoe works well for you. You know, I did try one time a structured shoe, and that was just too much support for me. It didn't work. It actually did the opposite effect. It overcorrected my pronation, and that wasn't good for me. And so the reason I found this out was I went to my local running store, which here in San Antonio is iRun, and they were able to fit me with a pressure plate to see like where I'm putting pressure, get me properly sized, because you definitely, you know, for this whole time I was wearing a half size too small shoe. Now I know I'm a size 11 in all my running shoes. And that's due to the fact that your feet swell as you run. You definitely want to give your room, you want to give your foot room to kind of move around in there and not cause blisters. If you get something that fits you just right or too small, you're definitely going to cause blisters. So let's say you are excited, you've been running, you've been training, and you're gonna sign up for your first half marathon and maybe your first full marathon, and you're ready to rock and roll, and you wanna have that added advantage that just is like putting a jetpack on your feet, my friends. Well, let me show you the fastest race shoe that you can buy right here, baby. These shoes are just incredible. The Nike Alphafly 3. I have a video that I've done on these shoes, so go check it out if you haven't seen it. Actually show you me testing them out when I got them, and now I've had them for probably over, I don't know, it's been 6 months, you know, maybe more. Definitely have put some miles on them. You can tell they got some miles on them, but this is a full carbon plated shoe. As you can see, it doesn't want to bend, but it's like a spring. When you're running, it's going to just propel you into the future. I'm telling you. I mean, I average about 1.5 minutes faster mile on my pace with these shoes. No joke. I'm dead serious. I've ran stupid fast in these shoes. Now they're probably the most uncomfortable pair of shoes that you can buy. They are not comfortable, but they're not meant to be comfortable. They're meant to be race shoes. These are race day shoes that you put on to run your fastest mile, your fastest marathon, your fastest half marathon that you can run. That doesn't mean that it's going to be comfortable. If you're looking for comfort, if you're looking for something to just stroll around in, you need something like this, which is a Nimbus Everyday Trainer. The faster and more raced-like day shoe you get, the more uncomfortable the shoe gets. These, my friends, were over $300. So that's why they come with this fancy little Nike racing shoe bag. But in my opinion, worth every penny. Every penny. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you gained anything out of it, please give it a thumbs up, liking the video. Let me know in the comments what your favorite running shoe is, from a daily trainer to your race day shoe. Let me know what shoe you're looking to get. Hopefully I can give you some bit of advice on the knowledge and experience that I have gained in running my last 4, I think it's 5 half marathons and my full marathon. Guys, thanks you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow.